Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, how one small business owner is giving back to her community. And a drive-thru in Lexington is offering...
Soggy weather moves in tomorrow and sticks around for a few days. I'll have more details on that right now at 5:30.
Dedicated to Southern and Eastern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Will Puckett. Steve has the day off. He is celebrating his mother's birthday, so happy birthday to Mrs. Hensley. Let's get into it. Well, many say there's only one certainty during this pandemic, and that is uncertainty. But one small business owner is doing her part to shine a light in dark times. WYMT's Madison Pergram brings us a story about kindness and positivity.
It might look like a normal day in the kitchen at Panda Garden Chinese restaurant.
Wednesday, Sunday we close, so we got all the extra supply and I got prepared, so I just want able to get all them, send them food, love.
But on her day off, Joyce Chang wanted to give back to those who give to her community, law enforcement.
So we sent out a memo yesterday and the night before, and they also excited,
She started with $700, but through the giving hearts of those in the community.
I have one guy, he's a retired teacher. When he stopped by and tell me, I thought he just give me like $20, but he ended up giving me $500.
She raised $1,700, enough to make more than 250 meals.
Oh, we're very much appreciative of Joyce. Of course, Joyce is always going above and beyond to help out with anybody in the community.
Matt Cope with the Harlan County Sheriff's Office says it comes at a perfect time.
We're blessed to live where that we live, and just to come out and do our jobs and feel that we do have the support of the community.
Joyce also has an uplifting message for others.
I know it's hard as a small business. Oh no, we are hard. But we make it better if we are as a small business, we could help out too. That way a community could go through together at the same time.
It takes a simple meal to lift the spirits of all those around. In Harlan County, Madison Pergram, WYMT Mountain News.
With an abundance of donations, Joyce was able to make meals to send out to pharmacy and healthcare workers as well. While the CDC says wearing a mask in public will help slow the spread of COVID-19, some are still refusing to do that. The Medical Center's laboratory in Bowling Green did a science experiment with masks and germs, coughing into 3 different Petri dishes while wearing a cloth mask, a surgical mask, and then with no mask. After incubating for 24 hours, germs cultured only on the dish when one was not wearing a mask.
When I talk, when I cough, things like that, I am putting out aerosols from my respiratory secretions. Her respiratory secretions produced normal flora that comes out when you're speaking.
Masks help prevent other people from getting the virus. Medical experts say it is the simplest thing you can do to help protect your neighbor. The University of Kentucky officials say they are trying to keep everyone safe as they return to campus this fall. Nearly 30,000 students will be tested for COVID-19. The university has put in place a health core team for individuals who test positive. The team will consist of 15 health professionals, some of who will function as contact tracers.
And so they're the people that will be notifying students and employees that they've tested positive. And then also beginning just that investigative process of walking through and setting individuals up for quarantine. They will also be doing, additionally the contact tracing and asking individuals who they've been in close contact with and things related to potential exposure to others.
University officials say the team is being formed to keep from overwhelming external health systems. The university is also planning to provide PPE for all students, faculty, and staff. The U.S. death toll from the coronavirus has passed 150,000, and the number of confirmed cases is rising quickly in nearly half the states. And now it is nearly decision time about reopening schools. Danya Backus has more from Los Angeles.
Florida reported 216 new COVID-19 deaths today, surpassing its previous high of 186 set just 24 hours earlier. In Broward County, a nightly curfew has been extended, and new rules require residents to quarantine if they drive more than 100 miles from home. But Governor Ron DeSantis still wants schools to open next month.
We do believe fundamentally in providing parents with the choice, and that choice can be to continue with distance learning or choose to go back into the classroom.
Many school employees oppose the plan, saying their buildings lack protective equipment and don't have enough space for social distancing.
If there are teachers that just aren't comfortable doing it, let's just make do with what we have and get the folks back in the classroom.
The American Federation of Teachers, the nation's second largest teachers union, says its members may strike if they're forced to go back to work. Florida is just one of 21 states the White House Coronavirus Task Force has designated as a red zone because of its high number of cases. The task force is warning 5 nearby states could be next. The task force is recommending those states adapt measures, including universal mask wearing and shutting down one key business.
Close the bars. That's where a lot of the transmission takes place. And practice personal hygiene, like washing your hands. If they do that, they will prevent the resurgence that we've seen in some of the other southern states.
In Alabama, the governor extended the state order requiring masks in public for another month. Hospital officials there pushed for an extension, saying the state's intensive care units are nearly full. And in California, the governor announced a somber milestone today: 197 deaths, the highest reported in a single day. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
We've seen a few showers and storms today, but most of us have seen plenty of sunshine and that hot weather. It's another hot and humid day here in the mountains. Taking you up to a few of those cameras, though. You can look at that UVA-wise camera and see they've got a little bit of rain earlier today, but they've seen kind of that mixture of sun and clouds, definitely some gloomy conditions kind of on and off. Looking over into the Mountain Parkway and parts of Powell County, you're seeing some clouds over there, but plenty of sunshine and those hot conditions. Just a few stray rain chances continue to linger throughout the rest of those evening hours, mostly down into parts of Clay and Leslie County now. Starting to see just a few pop-ups, mostly just some heavy rain and a little bit of lightning associated with them. Mostly just heavy rain, though, throughout the area. And where you've seen that rain down into Harlan, a little bit cooler, 80 over there, 79 in Wise, 84 in Pikeville, but 88 in Jackson and Hazard and London, close to 90 over into Somerset and in Monticello, 88 in Williamsburg as well. Feeling like those low to mid-90s for some of us, feeling closer to 92, Prestonsburg, Jackson, and Hazard, feeling like 96 down into parts of Williamsburg. For tonight, we'll drop near 70 degrees, hanging on to a few showers a little bit earlier this evening, but should start to dry out tonight. But soggy weather looks to return heading into your Thursday. Y'all have those details coming up in a little bit.
All righty, Paige, thank you. Well, the CARES Act gave unemployed Americans a big boost with a $600 check every month. But that provision is set to expire, and now questions loom again. In Lexington, one group is hosting a drive-through job fair trying to put those on unemployment back to work. Jimmy Stratman drove out to see what jobs are available for Kentuckians.
From 10 to 2 for the next 3 Wednesdays, this parking lot at Whitaker Bank Ballpark will be the home of a job fair.
We have hundreds of jobs in Central Kentucky, literally hundreds of jobs.
Carrie Warren is the market sales manager for MFG Resources.
Our job openings go everywhere from Berea all the way to Simpsonville.
And they cover manufacturing and distribution. Warren says that with so many people out of work, some companies are looking to hire.
Go to work. Get the benefits of working. There's no guarantee there'll be another layoff, but if there is, you can always go back on unemployment if it's necessary. But don't miss out. Right now is the best time.
Officials say that because of the pandemic, you can fill out your application and get screened all from the comfort of your own car.
Where they can have full-time opportunities and long careers with our clients. And that's the whole point of what we're doing. We really want to help people. And it couldn't be a better time because unemployment is so high right now.
MFG will have drive-through job fairs on August 5th, 12th, and 19th, all in the parking lot at Whitaker Bank Ballpark from 10 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon. Reporting in Lexington, Jim Stratman, WKYT.
According to the Department of Labor statistics, the current unemployment rate for the state of Kentucky is 4.3%. The town of Alexandria is taking a new approach to law enforcement. Instead of hiring more police officers, they are using funds to hire more social workers. The town has added a second police social worker. The first person to serve as a so-called second responder in Kentucky was hired 4 years ago. The town's former police chief says they saw incredible benefits from having a social worker on staff. 3 days. That is how long Democrats and Republicans have to make a deal before federal unemployment benefits expire for millions of Americans. Republican proposal includes incentives for liability protections for businesses, hospitals, and schools. Democrats also want a direct stimulus payment, but their $3 trillion plan keeps unemployment benefits as is. However, Capitol Hill and the White House find themselves in a stimulus stalemate.
Republicans put forward a $1 trillion proposal for kids, jobs, and health care, including direct cash to households and even more cash to unemployment people.
If you can barely afford the rent, can't find work, can't feed your kids, or are fighting your family's future, the Republican plan leaves you out in the cold.
Both parties can agree on one thing, though, that the nation needs some relief. Well, Congress swung the spotlight to the high-tech industry. Some of the world's richest and most powerful CEOs appeared before the House Antitrust Subcommittee to address concerns over a lack of competition in the digital marketplace. Nancy Chen reports.
Best of your knowledge, information, and
Four of the nation's most powerful CEOs appeared by video before lawmakers. Each rules a different type of technology empire, but all came under fire for their far-reaching power in the marketplace.
As gatekeepers of the digital economy, these platforms enjoy the power to pick winners and losers, to shake down small businesses, and enrich themselves while choking off competitors.
Facebook faces scrutiny for stifling competition and for allowing the spread of misinformation. CEO Mark Zuckerberg said it's not his job to be the arbiter of truth.
Frankly, I think that we've distinguished ourselves as one of the companies that defends free expression the most.
Lawmakers have been investigating business practices at the tech giants for more than a year, including Google, which is under fire for how it uses the dominance of its search engine.
Ohio Republican Jim Jordan accused Google and the others of political censorship.
I'll just cut to the chase. Big tech's out to get conservatives.
Speaking for Apple, CEO Tim Cook defended the iPhone App Store, saying he encourages competition.
Our goal is the best, not the most.
And the world's richest man testified before Congress for the first time. Amazon's Jeff Bezos shared his personal story.
My dad's name is Miguel. He adopted me when I was 4.
He said Amazon is just half the size of Walmart and a high-quality employer.
Hundreds of thousands of jobs across 42 states. Amazon employees make a minimum of $15 an hour, more than double the federal minimum wage.
Critics say the four tech giants, with their billions of customers, have created monopolies, behavior that could lead to new restrictions on their power in the digital marketplace. Nancy Chen, CBS News, New York.
President Trump has often clashed with high-tech giants and tweeted if Congress does not bring fairness to the industry, he will himself using executive orders. Well, coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, how to build up an emergency fund even if you're struggling a bit more financially right now.
And that soggy weather moves in tomorrow. We'll break down the forecast coming up.